Okay, guys, welcome to the Chosen One podcast show. If you landed on this podcast episode, you are probably a manifesting generator and a female entrepreneur, coach, or expert. So, welcome, take a cup of tea, and binge listen to all the amazing episodes I have set up for you. Episodes to help you create the right energy and mindset to create the manifesting generator business and life of your dreams. Here we go. Okay, queens. So I love our responding strategy, right? I mean, if you ever feel like you do not have any inspiration, just simply listen to something that lights you up or that you just feel pulled to, and just be open, and you will get the inspiration you will get those downloads for your own content as well, right? So this is how I typically get myself going, right? Because I'm in the morning always a little bit foggy in my mind, and I don't really have very clear, I know what I want to do that day, but sometimes I can just feel a little bit foggy, overwhelmed in the morning. So like I said, I have my alignment routine. I don't have my phone until a certain time. It's actually not a certain time. It's until a certain thing happens within our household. That's when I grab my phone. So that's just a very simple rule for me. Okay, until my husband is going to the gym, or until he is on his way to his office. When he is sort of out the house, that's my sign. Okay, now I can tune into my phone. It has nothing to do with him, but it's just an anchor point for me, right? Because otherwise it's always negotiable, and I love having sort of non-negotiables. That really gives a lot of peace of mind to have some non-negotiable rules, right? So that's one of my non-negotiable rules. Before he leaves, no phone, just quality time with the three of us being present, and I love that. After that, then I'm always sort of searching in my energy, right? I'm okay, how, what is required? What do I want to do? What is my goal? And today I really want to talk about long-term goals versus long-term goals versus short-term goals. So I actually gave a live masterclass yesterday called the MG Selling Queen, and it was sort of the Big Leap edition, right? It was a really powerful edition. It was a 2-hour live masterclass where I really coached the women who were physically present. I really coached them to get clear on what specific steps they could take that specific week, or actually within the next 48 hours, to really, really, really move the needle in their business big time. I'm talking about making money this week, right? So my intention, I sort of changed I first set the MG Selling Queen challenges, and I like doing them, but at a certain point I noticed that I wasn't loving it anymore, because I didn't get that what I love about my programs is when they give instant results, right? So when there's real momentum. And with the Selling Queen, I noticed the 5 days is a little too long. So I changed it to a 2-hour workshop. And this is pretty epic, because I actually get to create great momentum in that workshop. And I actually get to really workshop my way with these clients to get clarity on what is it that you could do within the next 48 hours to make money this week. And I feel this is the most overlooked thing in business, that making money is the most important thing. So I feel a lot of entrepreneurs allow themselves, for some weird reason, to go for months and months and months without making money. I do not understand that personally, because in order to run a business, you need to make money, right? That's just basically it. At least in my case, I mean, I'm my business needs to make money, otherwise I'm not running a business, right? So in my business, I always have 2 focus points. So I have the long-term vision and the short-term vision. The long-term vision is like really making sure that I have sort of like a system implemented in my business that allows me to make recurring revenue in a way that is really aligned to my manifesting generator personality. So that means that there needs to be sort of an outline, and that within that outline I can play, right? So I'm currently sort of investigating, exploring, like giving frequently more master classes and like free webinars. But I want to change my webinars to like workshop type of programs as well. I feel like that is I find that even more fun. So I'm gonna change that around a little bit, but like that is like my long-term vision, right? And that is something that makes me money in the long term. This also is attached to like running Facebook ads and all of that stuff. If you have followed me for a long time, you know that I really love running Facebook ads. I've done that throughout my whole career, and whenever I stop doing that, things stop flowing in my business. So for me personally, it really gives me a lot of momentum when new people come on my path, and I just think that Facebook and Instagram is an amazing way to reach your ideal clients, and I actually see it as giving back to the world. So I know a lot of entrepreneurs like advertise in their messaging, and they're like, oh, I don't want to, like you have to do it without ads because you're just giving your money to Mark Suttenberg or whatever his name is. I'm always really bad at names, but you know who I mean. And I just don't look at Facebook ads in that regard. I look at it as a beautiful way for me to give back, because when I spend my money on Facebook ads, yes, of course I do it so I can reach ideal clients who then get to work with me in the long run. I mean, you have to understand when you run Facebook ads that usually people do not right away, like some people do. Some people step into your higher price programs right away. I mean, I have clients who see me for the first time and right away sign up for a 3 or 5K, sometimes even a 10K portal. But most of the time they first watch a couple of my free masterclasses, then maybe sign up for one of my lower priced offers, and then they're like, oh, I really love Soph's energy. I really feel like she can help me move the needle in my business, make money with my true soul's mission, and then they sign up for one of my higher priced programs. So running Facebook ads, like doing the master classes, the free master classes and the paid master classes, is sort of like a long-term vision plan. It's not even a plan, it's just something that I feel called to, and it really is suiting to my nervous system to work on that. There's no rush in it because nobody's gonna die if I do it tomorrow or the day after tomorrow, but it's really something that lights me up as an entrepreneur to build on my business. It's like being a house builder, how do you say that? You know the word, a contractor that builds houses. Like, you love like building a house, right? So I love building my business. I love making like the structure and like really make sure there's a solid foundation for my business. I've always enjoyed that, and I really love marketing, and my one line in human design loves diving deep into things. So that's really something that lights me up, and I think that's one of the things that makes me a great coach as well. That I really am, like, I do know a lot about marketing because it's just a passion. It's a passion of mine. It's a passion of mine, and really the 3 in me makes it then really makes it want to experiment. So I love experimenting with marketing and see what happens and just try out different forms of messaging. Sometimes I try messaging for a masterclass and I get zero response. I'm just like, okay, that's like not the right messaging, and then I just try something else. Like, I'm really not attached to those things anymore. I used to be, but I'm not anymore. But that is like the long-term vision. So that makes money long-term. So I know if I if I spend like 500 to 1,000 euros this month on my Facebook ads, that I will probably get an instant return on it, in the sense of like maybe I get one person signing up for my 3K portal, so I make some profit on the Facebook ads. But it's not like I spend 1,000 and I get 15K right away. But when you look at my business and you look at like, okay, 2 months after I give a masterclass, usually I see people who have followed the masterclass 2 months ago now all of a sudden sign up for my higher price portals, right? So That is like a strategy that takes a little time, but it's very fun and it's very nourishing because you know you're building something, right? But then there's always, of course, the long-term strategy as well. And this is actually the strategy I teach in my MG Selling Queen Masterclass. So if you are interested in learning this strategy, I can highly, highly, highly recommend you to sign up for it. You can just buy it. I will put a link in the description. It is only 38 euros, so it's really, really cheap. It's like, I feel like the content I give in that masterclass I would like normally do in one of my 5,000K programs, right? Or my 5K programs. So it's a very, very high value masterclass where I actually dive deeper into that short-term strategy. Because in order for us to build a foundation for our business and to really nurture our business and grow our business, there needs to come money in. Okay, if there's no money coming in, we cannot build that foundation. I mean, if the contractor does not have money to buy the materials, the house is not getting built, right? So this is how you have to view it. So I'm very, very keen in the programs I do, and especially like the Dream Academy is all about that as well. It's really focused on both strategies. So at the long-term vision, but also like the short-term and how to actually make money each week. Okay, so I'm thinking about creating an Instagram post today, which we're probably going to use for the ad as well, which is like Steal My MG Selling Queen Formula. And it's basically a 3-step formula, right? So the first step is always like raise your frequency. Then the second step is like brainstorm and come up with at least 5 things every week you can do to make money that specific week. And then the third step is to evaluate. So I'm not going to go deep into those 3 steps because I actually cover them in the MG Selling Queen Masterclass, which you can just buy and you get instant access. So when you buy it, you can start right away. It's an amazing one. It's a 2-hour workshop, but we took a break in between. So when you watch the replay, it's 1.5 hours. And it's really, really powerful because it's like not a passive masterclass. It's not a masterclass that you just listen to the content. I really workshop with you. I take you through questions and you're going to answer those questions, and it's going to give you like instant clarity on what you can do within the next 48 hours to make more money this week. And the reason why I really started this episode to record this is like I really feel like we are very tight, like we are very limited in our view, in in seeing the possibilities on how you can make money. So this is also something I cover in this specific masterclass because there are some people live on the call, so I go into their specific situation, and that actually shows you how I come up with creative ideas for you to make more money this week. There are actually endless opportunities to make money. Endless. You could literally make 2,500 euros today if you would love that or if you would desire that. Now, there's another sort of mindset hack that you need to make in order to make significant more money in your business. Okay? I'm not going to go into that either today here in the masterclass or in this workshop or in this episode because literally I will give away the whole masterclass and it's like so epic. I really want you to buy it. But there's one more thing that people do not understand when it comes to making more money in their business. And it's so simple yet so overlooked. And it has all to do with how comfortable you currently are. So if you're getting curious, make sure to start buying this masterclass because it is epic. Anyways, I have noticed in that specific masterclass that people find it so freaking difficult to come up with 5 ways, creative, fun ways to make money this week. We just simply do not see the possibilities. Tony Robbins has this really interesting exercise where I don't know exactly how it goes because I'm really bad always at repeating somebody else's content. But it's something in the line of that he asks you to look at the color green. or to think of the color green, and then to look at your room and see all the things that are green. And then you sort of, and then he asked the question, how many blue things are in your room? And then you can't open your eyes. And then you're probably like, I don't know, nothing. I only saw green things, right? So, and then you open your eyes and you see all these blue things, right? So we are very selective. And the way you can experiment this for yourself, this is an experiment I do a lot of the times, is, for example, just decide today that you want, like, pick a color that you feel like is very rare, that you hardly ever see. Let's say bright pink, okay? Now I want you to, just as an experiment, just to showcase you how our mind works. Now today I want you to, like, pick a color that you feel is very, very rare. You're like, okay, I'm never going to be able to find a lot of things in that color. Pick that color and then make the decision today that you are open to see that color. And I guarantee you, at the end of this day, you will be so surprised by how many things you have seen in that color. So this is how our brain works, and this is why it works so well to surround yourself with high frequency content, with intentional questions, so you can start seeing what you desire to see. So in this masterclass, I really help you see the possibilities to make money. And like I said, there are endless ways of making money. And of course, that is up to you then to execute it, right? Because if you're staying in your comfort zone and you're just like, yeah, I see the opportunities, but I'm not gonna move. Yeah, that's up to you, right? I'm not your mother. I'm not gonna do it for you, but I can help you see the opportunities. So if you're like, oh my God, Sophie, this sounds really, really interesting. This sounds really, really fun, because I am all about fun and excitement, but also really about effectiveness. Then go out and buy that masterclass. You get instant access. It's only 38 euros. And I guarantee you, this will be like the best money you have ever spent. And who knows, you might even like make another 2,500, 5,000, 10K this specific week, if you are brave enough to follow my exercises. I'm really excited about this, guys. Okay, love you, have an amazing day, and we'll talk soon.